Do you think we're setting up for disappointment in terms of what we actually get in September?
I mean, it's really interesting when you listen to the Fed officials. They're being proactive, right? They're kind of saying, look, this is kind of where we think we want to be. And they don't want to be reactive to a market that I think is telling everybody, if you don't get this cut, it's going to have a big sell-off. So, to my mind right now, the market will not like if we don't get a rate cut in September. And it won't like it even if we get it. And then all of a sudden Powell says, guys, we're stopping now because that's kind of as far as we're going to go.
Well, then it sounds like there's a lot of downside risk.
I think at this point, if the rates don't go, if the cuts aren't there, I think in the short term, the market could sell off.
Well, I would agree that in the short term, the market would be disappointed. But remember, the market is up 18% this year. So you could have a little bit of disappointment and still be having a very strong year. What I believe is really more important for the sustainability of getting over 3,000 on the S&P and staying there is whether we have a trade deal, because the trade resolution is something that the market over the last week has sort of ignored. Everyone's excited about retail sales, and there's been a manic buying into retailers. Not that Target doesn't deserve to go higher on that number, but 20%, adding $10 billion of valuation to the company because they had a good quarter seems a little extreme, and the enthusiasm with some of the other retailers is as if we're just trying to find something that works. And if there's no trade deal, it's really going to affect consumers, too.
The issue is that there's no more deadline at this point. I mean, once Trump sort of pushed out the last tranche of tariffs to December 15th, that's our hard deadline now, John.
Yes, it is, Melissa. And to the point of the Jackson Hole meeting and whether or not the Fed officials pay attention. It was, of course, an 8-2 vote, wasn't unanimous in the July 31st meeting. The issues that I'll be listening for tomorrow are whether or not we see more focus on the global slowdown, because all of us around the table have echoed what we've seen this week, which is very positive news out of the U.S., whether it's consumer or broadly the economy here. So I think it's really going to be the focus of how much weighting do they put on what's going on overseas,
right,
whether it's Germany, whether it's Brexit, whatever it might be. That's, I think, what the focus will be by me and by many on the Powell speech tomorrow.